part 2. Thank you for watching these videos. My name is Simon Peter and we're continuing with MAxscripr. Alright, so at this moment, if you haven't watched the video about functions, you better do, because I think we're going ahead. So before I go ahead, I want to let everyone who's been watching the 3ds Max SDK videos that have paused them for a while, because my laptop, my home laptop, does not support, it runs slow with 3ds Max and Visual Studio at the same time, 3ds Max 2018 and Visual Studio at the same time. And right now we're in this period of the pandemic, so I can no longer record videos at work. But however, any support is welcome. You guys can support me with the laptop. You guys can support me through PayPal. You can donate, and then I'll make sure I make use of such your funding to get better equipment for different videos. With that said, we talked about functions, and today we're continuing. Okay, so previously in season 1 we created our remember we already on a project, so let me first recreate the box. Just make sure that it is at the center. Alright, so we talked about functions, so I'll go straight to our MAxscripr functions. So I'm just going to go outside the dialog, and then I create a function. So it will be fn, and then in this function we are going to be getting the vertex position. So I'll call it vert pose, which is equal to so we're going to be getting the vertex position of our object in this function. Alright, so remember that our script already now, it can pick an object and then go straight to editable poly level 1. Alright, so I'll just change this into a checkbox. Alright, so there's one thing we want to do. First of all, we're going to see how do we select vertices. We're going to go direct to our documentation, and then we may choose editable. We type editable poly. We're searching for editable poly, so I'll look for a topic index, but there are very many things: editable poly in geometry class, editable poly methods, so any that you click on. Alright, so this is the topic index, but I'm going to go to geometry class. You can also choose editable poly methods or editable poly interface. Either way, you reach where we want to get. Alright, so we want to go to methods. I think they'll give us what we need. Alright, so this is the whole menu of editable poly methods, and you can see we have the get and set selection, get by flag, get by count, how to hide, edges. Alright, so I'm going to go to, there is also auto smooth and whatever is needed for the editable poly function. So I've clicked get and set, and then here we have, I'll just explain this rule. Let's first do, so all poly operation methods take in an argument of poly. So the poly to operate on may be a node, a node object. So in our case, polyop.get vertex selection is what we're looking for, and then the rule is poly. Now it is either poly, the node, all, I think, because it takes in one argument, and this can be the poly items, sub-object item selected. It can be, for example, in this case it's a vertex. So let's see. So this returns the vertex selection as a bit array. Now this is very important. It returns it as a bit array. Alright, so let's do that. First of all, I'm just going to copy this. So poly operation get vertex selection. All right, so they are saying polyop, and then the next rule is you must have a vertex selected. So I'm going to just type dollar. Okay, so that is for the vertex selected. So if I run, okay, now I have the listener the other side. So if I run this line, which is shift enter, all right, so you see I have a bit array of that. Okay, so what can I do? But I'm going to change this, but I'm just showing you that I'm selecting the vertex. So that vertex is that number. So this whole thing is those number of vertices, has different vertices. So that's vertex at 26. For example, I can also go back here and get the count of how many vertices are present. So let me see which one gets the count of vertices. For example, let's go to the get count and we see. So I can get number of vertices from a poly object. For example, let me just copy that and we put the other side. Copy. So this is supposed to return the number of vertices. So let me see. Just there. Of course, it will return the number of vertices from the selected object. For example, if I press enter, those are the number of vertices. Okay. So they are different operations for different items. So let me undo to getting the selection. So we've been able to get I can put dollar. So I can put v is equal to dollar, and then still I access the same thing. So which means v is the selected vertex. Okay, so I'll have to evaluate both of these. Shift enter, and you can see, so it is evaluating that the editable poly item that is selected is this. Okay, and then the vertex that is selected, that is vertex number 26, or even bit array vertex number 69. Now I can also, instead of dollar, I can insert the object here that is selected. Now the object here that is selected is object, the current selected object, which is object selection x, which is the editable poly object. So selection x, I'll just copy that. I may receive an error, and then I'm going to solve that error. So instead of v, let's put that. All right, and then I'll change the vertex because it may stick with the previous one, and then I press. So you see I have an error here. All right, and this error says, that the editable poly is undefined. This is just because this function is out of these functions here declared here. So this variable is not declared in the functions. So what I have to do is come and declare that this variable is global. Okay, and then I save. So if I come down here again and then I evaluate this, okay, now I'll have to re-evaluate that this variable is global up here. Okay, shift enter, and then I come down here to the function and re-evaluate this line, and then you can see that we have line 33 for the selected object. All right, so it is easy now. I'm going to give this a variable v. Okay, v just for vertex maybe. So it is giving us the ID of the vertex that is selected. So what do we need? We need, okay, to get the vertex number, because now on the next part, if we are to set a position, let's go to let's go and see what we need for a position. Okay, so let's see if we can get the position of. Okay, so I've come here and I've typed get vert. All right, so I've double clicked. So polyop set vert, this will set the position of the specified vertex, and then get vert will get the position of the specified vertex. As well, you can see to get the vert we need polyop get vert and then poly and then an integer of the vertex that you're looking for. All right, so you can also select the object. There is an inverse again by indicating the object, and then you map the vertex on it. All right, so for example, what we're going to do, we're going to, first of all, we're going to print, let's print v. Okay, so if I run print v, I need to first evaluate all of this, then print v. Okay, so print v gives us the vertex, and then what do we need next? Let's first try this. The first thing we're going to get, and it will give us an error, we're going to get that vertex position. For example, v pose is equal to now the object that is selected, cell x, that is the node, dot now get vertex. Okay, dot get vertex. It will give us an error because it needs the vertex. So if we put v here, okay, so let me save that and run this line of script. Okay, we have an error, and here is the error. The error reads that it is unable to convert the bit array to a type of integer. It's unable to convert the bit array to the type of integer. So which means we have to do something. Okay, now for us to do that, we must change the bit array into an array. So I'm going to go back to our MAxscripr, and then I look into arrays. Okay, array. So there is array literals, array methods. Let's see where we'll get. So this is how you write an array in Max, but I want to see how to convert an array. So the constructor of converting an array is the collection, so this is a rule, as an array. So the bit array as an array. So we're going to create one that we're going to call maybe AV array variable. AV, I'm just naming out of the blue, so which is going to convert v as array. Okay, so if I press shift enter, so v is as array. So let me do this. Okay, so it's converting v for us to an array, and then for us to get, so it's no longer a bit array as it was, but it is evaluating it as an array. Now for us to get the item in the array, okay, so for example, let me come down here and print AV, shift enter. All right, so you can see we have the array item as 33, so which is different from the bit array. The first one is the bit array and this one is the array. All right, so we're going now to access the item in the array. Remember, an item, now in MAxscripr, an array starts counting from 1. So let us see. An array can be of any type, but the items in an array start counting from 1. So array.count, for example, get or set the number of elements in the array. It doesn't start from 0, the one of MAxscripr. So let's see, maybe array.count. Let's see, x is equal to, that is c is equal to av.count. Okay, so you see it has one item. Therefore, if I had selected maybe 3 items, okay, and I evaluate the script from top down here, so you can see it has given me different IDs. It first made bit arrays, okay, a bit array, and then it listed them down. So if I get that array.count, you can see I have 7 points that I've selected. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 7 vertices that have been selected. So it is giving us a number, and that number is what is expected here. Okay, so here we need the number of items. For example, if I come down here and then I type CC, okay, and then the number in CC, so CC is equal to maybe AV, okay, and then the item. So if I type AV1, I expect it to be number 29, so shift enter, which is number 29. Otherwise, if I type AV0, AV0, like other programming languages do give us, it's going to give us an error because it says that the index must be positive and a number greater than 0. Therefore, if the other one was 29 and I type AV2, okay, which will be 30, as so. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to equate this CC here, okay, and then we get, it is supposed to return the position of that selected item. So if I press shift enter, so this now is the position of that selected, okay, this now is the position of that selected vertex, which is vertex 29. Therefore, if I switch to maybe vertex, there are 7, and I switch to 4, and I press here shift enter. All right, so okay, I need to first evaluate that. So vertex 70, and I press shift enter. You can see that the position has changed instantly. It's no longer the same, okay, and it has position in X, Y, and Z. All right, so we shall go back to vertex 1. The first item, or the first vertex in the array, is what we are considering as vertex 1. So we've been able to print the position, okay, we've been able to print the position. Now I'm going to get this function, okay, and then I put it into which button? Should I put it into a button? Let me see. Do I have a button? I had a pick button. I had a pick button up here on change state. I think I deleted it. All right, so let's see. We may not create a pick button, but let's find out in our part 3 what we're going to do, where we're going to if a vertex is selected here, okay, then moving a vertex this side will automatically move a vertex this side. So let's do that in the next video.